Hello students, this is me Saurav Awasthi, English faculty of Mount Literacy School, Jhansi. Students, in my previous video, I just completed 5 stanzas of this poem, A Legend of Northland, which is a fourth poem of Beehive, which has been written by Phoebe Carey. So students, let's begin once again the second part of this poem, where we just completed up till here in the fifth stanza, where he came to the door of a cottage. That means it was written about Saint Peter, who came to the cottage of that old lady because he was hungry, so he demanded for a piece of cake to that old lady. But now we are just going ahead, and now let's begin with the sixth stanza. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. So first of all, the meaning of faint is to be weak or famished. So finally, Saint Peter here, what he did, he asked for a piece of cake to the old lady in this paragraph. Then, now in the seventh stanza, so she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. Now here we can see that she made a little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and she saw that the piece of the cake is too large to give to that man, and she finally then refused to give that piece of cake to Saint Peter. And then, therefore, she needed another and still a smaller one, but it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. So here, needed means to make dough from flour. So finally, that means what that lady did, actually she started making a new piece of cake, and when then that piece of cake was baked, so it became more, again that means of the same size as it was before. And again then old lady started thinking about that cake, that how to give that piece of cake to that man. So again she refused to give that piece of cake to that Saint Peter. And now again let's see in the next stanza that what actually happened after then. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer, but she couldn't part with that. So now here scrap means a small amount. Now so students, what actually happened, that old lady took a tiny scrap, that means a small piece now, and he started making wafer of it, and then she was unable to give that even that wafer also to that Saint Peter. So this shows her greediness and her heart, which was not having that much of courage to give a tiny, that means a too small piece that man. So now let's read stanza 10. For she said, my cakes that seemed too small when I ate of them myself are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. And finally here, she refused to give anything to that Saint Peter. Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. So provoke means to cause to get angry. So now here in these lines we can see the Saint Peter, who was very hungry, who was fainting because of hungerness, is now getting angry. Why? Because of the activity of that woman. She is not able to give, or she is not able to feed that man after having all these things with her, just because of her selfishness. Now let's read stanza number 12. And he said, "You are far too selfish to dwell in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm." Here, dwell means to live. So finally, now Saint Peter said to this old lady that you are so selfish that you should not be a human being, because you are having food and shelter, and then also you are not able to help a needy person. So, stanza 13. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scanty food, by boring and boring and boring all day in the hard dry wood. So now here scanty means very little, and boring means make a hole in something with a tool or by digging. So finally now Saint Peter gave a curse to this lady that now you are going to be a bird from now, and now you will get scanty food. That means a very little food in your life, and now you have to carry on for the search of your food everywhere in the jungle. And now he converted that lady into a small bird, and now that lady has become a woodpecker, and also will fly everywhere here and there in search of food. Now stanza 14. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. So now finally that lady who became a bird just flew away through the chimney, and without speaking anything to that Saint Peter, and now she flew like a woodpecker, and she was finally changed into a bird. So now let's start with the 15th stanza of the poem The Legend of Northland. She had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burned black as a coal in the flame. So here scarlet means brilliant and red color. So here it was seen that that bird which was found everywhere in the jungle, sometimes it was seen that she used to wear a scarlet, that means a cap on her head of red color, and that was left as the same which she used to wear when she was a human being. And she used to keep on searching for her food now. The one who was having all the things which were required for her happy life were with her, but now everything has been changed, and now in search of food she is flying here and there in the jungle. So now let's come to the last stanza of this poem, the 16th one. Let's begin. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. So now here country means belonging to the countryside, that is rural areas. So now here in the rural areas, many of the boys who used to pass from there, they have seen that bird woodpecker over there in the jungle, who is living on the trees and still boring for her food. This shows somewhere that how the time of a human used to get changed if he is not having sympathy, love, kindness for others. So these are known as good qualities which are required in a human being and which a person should have. So this was the main moral of the story, that all should have love and kindness for others. So here we conclude the poem with these words. Now we will have rhyming scheme of the poem, where you can see that all the stanzas are of same pattern. So we are having rhyming scheme as A, B, C, B in all the stanzas of the poem. And now let's discuss about the literary devices also of the poem. First one is personification. Here, because it is given human qualities to animals. Example, where she lives in the trees. So this is personification. Second one is alliteration, is the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more close words. Where in stanza 1, that, they, them, through. That means TH sound is repeating. In the stanza 2, they, the again TH sound is repeating. Then look like, I sound is repeating. Now in funny and fury, F sound is repeating. Now third one is repetition. So here students, you can see that any word or sentence is repeated to lay emphasis on it. Like in stanza 1, away word is repeated. Stanza 9, rolled word is repeated. In stanza 13 and 16, boring word is repeated. So it is repetition. And now the fourth one is enjambment. Running lines of poetry from one to the next without using any kind of punctuation to indicate a stop. So in stanza 1, line 3rd and 4th, stanza 2, line 1 and 2nd, line 3rd and 4th, stanza 3, line 3rd and 4th is having enjambment. So this was figure of speech which has been used over here. Now the fifth one is simile. So where it means comparison using as or like. So in stanza 2, you can see the children look like bear's cubs. Children compared to bear's cubs. Now stanza 9, baked it thin as a wafer. So here cake is compared to a wafer now. And the same is with stanza 15, where clothes were burned black as a coal. So again the same thing, as word is used over here. The color of the burnt clothes is compared to that of coal. So here students, these were figure of speech which are used in the poem. And now we will talk about few multiple choice questions also, which you are going to have in your board examination. And the examples are as following. Question number 1. What message does this poem convey? And all the 4 options are here in front of you, where the third option, that means C1, is correct, which is don't be greedy and help the poor and hungry people. So here this was your answer. Now question number 2. Now in this question, what made Saint Peter angry with the woman? So here students, we all know that when the food was not given to that man, he became angry. So let's read the options also. Her cakes, he made a thin cake for him, her greedy actions and all. So here students, again the C1 is your correct option, which makes her greediness and which doesn't allow her to give food to that Saint Peter, due to which he became angry, and then he cursed that lady to be a bird now. Okay, question number 3. Which word did the saint's curse change the woman into? So here your options are a sparrow, a crow, a parrot, a woodpecker. So in the poem we have already studied about this. So here the bird name was a woodpecker. So she became into a woodpecker. Now the fourth question. Quote examples of alliteration used in the poem. Here students, you should remember that the meaning of alliteration first of all, and then just read the words. The first option is tell the tales to you. Second option, faint with fasting. C option is cakes that seem too small. So here students, you know that alliteration means repetition of same consonant sound. So here the fourth option, that means D, is the correct answer. Now the fifth one. What is the rhyming scheme of the poem? So now students, as I discussed in my summary and in the explanation, I told you this, that all the 4-line stanzas are having same rhyming scheme in the poem, that is A, B, C, B. So now these are your multiple, that means objective type questions which I have given to you for your practice. So now thank you so much. We have completed this poem, A Legend of Northland. So now this was your fourth poem which we have completed, and I hope you all must have understood and it will help you a lot in understanding the chapter. So now thank you so much. We will meet again with the next video with next new chapter. Till then, be safe, stay at home, stay healthy, and thank you so much.